In the early 16th century, the Spanish arrived on the shores of Mexico, driven by hunger for gold, silver, and conquest. At their head was who would become infamous for his role in the fall of the Aztec Empire. They did not see an advanced civilization. They saw glittering wealth and temples laden with treasures. Among the great figures of this tragedy stood Montezuma II, Emperor of the Aztecs, whose empire was shaken by invasion, betrayal, and disease. When the conquistadors seized in Arling, legend holds that Montezuma's treasure was not merely stolen, it was cursed. The emperor, whether by divine invocation or the collective will of his people, was said to have bound his gold with misfortune. Those who carried it, so the stories tell, would find themselves haunted by plagues, storms, and ruin. The Spanish, confident in their faith in arms, dismissed such whispers. They loaded vast amounts of gold onto their ships, preparing to return home with riches that would dazzle Europe. But fate, it seems, had other plans. One of the most infamous events tied to this treasure occurred during La Noche Trias, the Night of Sorrows. As Urs and his men tried to flee under cover of darkness, the Aztecs struck back. Many Spaniards drowned in the canals of the city, weighed down by the gold they carried. The treasure, rather than bringing salvation, dragged them into the black waters, never to rise again. Even for those who survived, the curse lingered. Accounts tell of ships bearing Aztec gold struck by storms at sea, their cargo lost to the depths. Sailors fell ill to strange fevers, sometimes wasting away before reaching Spain's shores. Others went mad, clutching coins until their dying breath. One particular legend speaks of a Spanish noble who received a chest of Montezuma's gold as reward. He placed it in his family's vault, proud of his possession. But in the years that followed, his household was undone. His heirs quarreled, his estates burned, and his line ended in disgrace. The gold vanished with them, never seen again. Historians argue whether such tales are the invention of guilt-ridden chroniclers or the natural consequence of greed. Yet the persistence of these stories passed down across centuries hints at something deeper. Perhaps it was not a curse in the mystical sense, but the natural punishment of avarice. Gold taken in blood and conquest brought no prosperity, only ruin. In the wider lens of history, Montezuma's curse becomes symbolic. It is the vengeance of a people whose world was shattered, their gods silenced, their temples desecrated. Though the Spanish triumphed, they inherited a legacy of cruelty and blood that would haunt their empire for centuries. The curse, then, may not lie in the gold itself, but in the act of taking it. Even today, the legend endures. Treasure hunters scour jungles and rivers for lost hoards of Aztec gold, whispering of fortune. Yet those who seek it often find only misfortune, expeditions collapsing, explorers vanishing, discoveries swallowed by time. Whether by coincidence or curse, the warning remains. Montezuma's gold does not yield its riches without a price. The story of the curse is more than a tale of haunted treasure. It is a reminder of hubris, greed, and the cost of conquest. The conquistadors believed themselves masters of destiny, yet they were undone by the very spoils they coveted. The Aztec Empire may have fallen, but its vengeance echoes still in storm, in sickness, in the fear that some treasures are never meant to be taken.